When we set out to create a program for the Common Core that would help teachers and students tackle this new challenge, we knew we had an amazing opportunity to draw on all of the experience and learning that we've had in the last 7 years of working with schools and districts across the country.
Common Core is probably the biggest change in movement in math education in the past century. In the long run, Common Core is going to be a great thing. In the short run, Common Core is going to cause a lot of pain for students and for teachers that are trying to make that change.
The difference between what children are used to and what teachers are used to over the last several years and what these Common Core assessments look like is incredibly dramatic. What has gone from this sort of finite range of possibilities in the answer choice is now almost infinite. And that's something that's going to be incredibly challenging for kids when they see these assessments, even a child who understands the concept. Because the first time a kid takes a Common Core assessment can't be when that assessment is being administered for real the first time. It's doing a great disservice to the kids.
So what we did is create an online program that helps them with that. For all the math from 6th grade all the way up through Algebra 2, we give students exposure to these kinds of questions. And if they get them wrong, we're going to break each of these questions down into its pieces and give the students targeted help on exactly what they need help with.
Wouldn't it be great if every teacher in the classroom could have a teaching assistant? But not only a teaching assistant sitting side by side with every single one of their students.
While students are working on this guided practice, we're tracking and storing every action that they take. This allows us to take that information on how they're performing in math and pass it on to the teacher. For a teacher, getting this almost X-ray into which students are struggling on which math concept allows them to powerfully direct their instruction to the groups of students that have common strengths and common weaknesses. We found that when students use this tool, the results are incredible. But getting them to engage with it is a whole other story. A lot of companies really overlook this, and it's a critical piece. If the students aren't into what they're doing, they're just not going to use it.
And so we looked at the areas where students are the most engaged. And probably the area with the greatest engagement, frankly, is video games. And so we looked at, can we harness that power of video games for good?
So what we came up with is a really collaborative, competitive aspect to the program. Every classroom gets their own city, and as students answer Common Core math questions, they earn buildings that they get to place in this city. So as students place these buildings, they're getting recognized for their contribution to the city, and the whole class gets to see the city grow, which is a really neat symbol of how they're increasing their mastery in math.
I think Revolution's greatest skill, frankly, is as a listener. The best innovations, the greatest learnings that we've had have come from listening to administrators, teachers, and students in the classroom.
We recognize that one solution doesn't fit everybody, that for as many different schools there are different needs, and we have partnerships from San Diego to Los Angeles Unified, from Chicago to New York, and from New York to Little Rock, Arkansas, and many places in between.
The way in which teachers are working with students or working with administrators and how they're accessing this material is changing so rapidly that you need someone like us who can come in and iterate frequently to make sure that at every given moment, students and teachers are getting what they need in the classroom.
We work within the Agile process. This allows us to rapidly produce our software in line with what our teachers and students are asking for. At Revolution K-12, it's very important to us that all students have access to our programs and are able to prep for the Common Core. So we build all of our web technologies on top of Ruby on Rails, backed by a MySQL database. For the front end, we use AngularJS and jQuery, which gives the student and teacher a very responsive experience. We chose these technologies for 3 reasons. 1, we wanted the students and the teachers to have the best possible user experience. Second, we wanted these technologies to work across all different platforms. Third, these technologies have been proven to scale for a huge number of concurrent users. For the students that don't have internet at home, we're currently developing applications for iPad and Android so that they can go home, work on assignments from their teachers, as well as prep for the Common Core.
This matters to us because if you look at children in the current school system, the number of kids who, when surveyed, say they hate math doubles between the 6th and the 8th grade.
And it not only affects how they think about math, it affects how they think about themselves. When students are not doing well in math, they don't think of themselves as somebody who's smart, someone who's a good student, someone who can go to college. So this isn't just about being good at math. This is about feeling good about yourself and your abilities academically, intellectually, and thus your abilities to be successful in a career that is utilizing 21st century skills.
Being part of Revolution K-12 and at the same time being part of a real educational revolution might be the most exciting thing I will ever have the opportunity to experience in my career.
Smart City and Parkville give students the guided practice they need to take on the Common Core, and it helps them face this challenge by building their confidence and making it really fun. We can't wait to see how students, teachers, and entire schools use this new program to accelerate math achievement.